Hi, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to do this crystal split bracelet. It uses RounTrios, pearls, and crystals to split those down the middle. If you need any supplies, look below the video. In the description, we always have links to get back to our website. Gather up your supplies on your bead on it board and let's get started. So for this project, I have my materials laid out. They are my RounTrio, my pearl, which is 6mm, 2mm bicones, SuperDuos, 11/0s, and 15s. I also have my clasp guard and clasp here on the end of my size 8 dragon thread and 2 needles on 5 feet of that, so 1 needle at each end. I've put 3 seed beads on each side of that clasp guard and dropping that to the end. I'm then going to add a 2mm bicone with both of my needles going through the bicone in the same direction. I'm going to pull those 2 needles down and I'm going to separate them out. Separating them out is going to get ready for me to go through my first one of my round duos, which is going to start, or round trios rather, with 2 11/0 seed beads. We're going to split that round trio. That 1 needle goes through hole number 1, 1 needle goes through hole number 3. We're keeping hole number 2 open, which we will go in and catch on after we go through one time round. From here, we are going to keep our threads basically separate, going down the line with an 11 crystal, pearl, crystal, and 11. Into the next round trio, into hole number 1. Same thing on this side. You're going to do 11 crystal, pearl, and a crystal, and an 11, and into hole number 3. So we go through hole number 1 and hole number 3 always. That's going to start this first kind of box looking section. We'll go in then and connect to the middle as we go in and do that. But right now you're just going to go through the whole bracelet, adding those in along the sides.
Imagine 3 stunning jewelry kits delivered free to your door each month. At up to 60% off what you'd pay buying them one by one. Inside each box, you'll find 3 curated kits, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings. You get everything you need: premium beads, wire, clasps, and full step-by-step instructions. And as a new subscriber, we're giving you an extra $10 off per month. That's the same as buying the necklace and getting 2 kits for free. Get a fresh burst of creativity every month and build a jewelry collection you'll be proud of. Subscribe now at PotomacBeads.com/subscribe. Together we create.
Coming out of my last one of my round duo beads there, what I'm going to do is connect to the round trio, I'm going to connect to my clasp. And I want to make sure that as I connect to the clasp, I'm connecting in the correct way, that it's not going to flip over as I'm working with it. So I'm coming out and I'm doing 1 and 2 11/0 seed beads, followed by my crystal, followed by 1 and 2 and 3 11/0 seed beads. I'm going to go up through the clasp. I'm going to add 3 more seed beads. And if you think that sits too far, you can certainly just down it to 1 seed bead or 2. Go back through that same 11/0 seed bead, or sorry, that same 2mm bead. And then I'm going to add 1 and 2 of my 11/0 seed beads, and I'm going to go through the round trio going the opposite direction from the clasp. On the opposite side, I'm going to reinforce. So I'm going to take my needle and thread. I'm not adding any extra beads. I'm just going in and taking another strand of thread basically through the whole project, through the clasp, through the seed beads, down through the bicone, after the bicone through the 11/0s towards hole number 3, and down through my round trio. Nice tight pull there. And I'm going to unbuckle my clasp here so that way I can work with the bracelet flat again. So now I have my thread and needle coming out along the sides. We're going to go in and we are going to start to add our SuperDuos. To add our SuperDuos, we are going to be looping around the round trio. So we're going to, again, stick to the outer holes of this. I'm coming out the round trio, nice tight pull there, making sure any extra thread that's showing is not and pulled tight. And going around the round trio here, I'm going to add coming out that same hole, 15, 11, super duo, 11, 15. Go back through that same round trio bead and out. See how that just kind of puts that on the outside? Grab the other needle, do the same thing. 15, need to pour out more on my 11s. And then your super duo, your 11, your 15, and once again, just like the other side, wrapping around through the outer hole of that super duo, or of that round trio. That puts those super duos on the outside, which we're going to use to connect towards the interior of the project. Once you do one rotation around, you can see we're going to keep doing rotations as we go down the project. The first thing we're going to do, other than the ones on the side here, is we're also going to do that same technique on the pearls. So you're coming out of the round trio, hole number 3 there. We're going to go through the 11-0 seed bead, through the 2mm bicone, through the pearl, and on the exterior of the pearl, we're going to put two 15s, an 11, a 2mm, an 11, and two 15s. Circle around the pearl just like we did holes 1 and 3 of the round trio. Go down all the seed beads along to the next round trio. And then once again on the round trio side, you are going to do a 15, 11, super duo, 11, 15. As you're doing this, you want to make sure that second hole of the super duo is open because you're going to need that. And if you have any super duos where you have a closed hole, you're going to have issues as you come back and join them together. Down then through the seed bead, crystal, and pearl, out through the pearl. Repeat again that same technique, two 15s, one 11, one 2mm crystal, one 11, two 15s, circling back around through and down through the next round trio. You're going to go down the right, go down the left, and you can see that bracelet starting to take shape. After finishing the sides of the bracelet, you are going to go up through the clasp here, reinforcing the ends. This is going to be our second and third time through the end here. So make it a little bit tight as you do this second needle. I already did the first. Going up and around the seed beads here, back down through the other side. As you go down through the other side, you are going to exit from the crystal. And once you exit from the crystal, you're going to go down through the seed beads on the right-hand side, and then with the second needle on the left-hand side. This finishes that exterior where we now have the crystals and the super duos sitting on the outside. Now we're going to get in and go down the other side here. So you can see I've come down through those two 11-0 seed beads. I've added one 15 along with three 11s. I'm coming out of the super duo, and when coming out of the super duo, you're going to add an 11, a 2mm, an 11, and then what you're going to think is a group of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those seed beads are going to connect to the interior here. I want you to go back through the 11, 2mm, 11. So you've added your seed beads, you're coming backwards through those. It's a little bit of like a ladder stitch here. And then you're going to go back to that group of 4, which is going to sit right above the 11 crystal 11, and sew back through just those 4 beads. When you pull them, it gets kind of a nice outer edge, and those crystals stay to the outside. In between there, 11 crystal 11, and through the super duo. We're going to do this one more time so you can see that kind of curvature again establish. 11 crystal 11, and then you're going to think a group of 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those 4 seed beads, after you put them on, you're going to go back through the 11 crystal and 11, and then once you're through that grouping of 3 beads, you're going to go back through your last 4 beads. Nice tight pull, that grips that over to the side. 11, crystal, 11, back into the next super duo. So this goes the whole way down the project on the left and the right side, making those arches around the outer edge. I'm going to continue to do that, and then we'll come back and we'll decorate the center. After you come out and you're done on the ends, you're going to add your 3 11-0s, 2 15-0s, and then go back up through your seed beads. Now with one of your strands, you're going to reinforce coming back down, and then we're jumping to the middle of the project. I'm going to jump to the middle of the project here as well too. It'll expose a little bit of thread, but don't worry about that. If you want to put a little seed bead there, that's fine. From here, we're going down the middle of the project. Now I've already done it with one strand. I'm going to pull tight so you can see it. We are increasing the crystals in the bracelet by 3 over each one of our pearls. So after each one of the pearls here, you are going to feed this down through both seed bead or both lines of crystals and both strands of thread that are left. You're adding in 11-0 with crystal, 11-0 crystal, 11-0 crystal, 11-0. That goes right over the top. So 11 crystal, 11 crystal, 11 crystal, 11, and in the middle. Same thing here, 11 crystal. Ooh. Dump some more out here. So you're adding those 11 crystal, 11 crystal, 11 crystal, down over the pearls through the next round trio through the middle hole of the round trio. And those will sit basically just kind of separating out those pearls ever so slightly, but sit right on top of them. With your next needle, you're going to go and repeat through all of those beads as you get there to the end. I just noticed here I need to take this out because I missed an 11-0. That 11-0 in there and down through the next round trio. This one here, take down through the 11-0 and down through that round trio. And you can see how that just decorates the top ever so slightly, separating out the pearls and adding in those crystals, which will, when you look from the side, sit toward the top of the pearls. Continue down the middle, adding in those 3 crystals with 4 seed beads between each one of your center holes of your round trio beads. Last thing to do as we get to the end of the bracelet here is, because I've already reinforced my clasp, I'm coming out the middle. I'm going to go down along the side holes, so hole number 1 of my round trio, bringing that down through. I'm going to go through hole number 3 of my round trio because we're coming out of hole number 2. And we're going to go to the back of the design, which this bracelet is actually reversible, because if you want those crystals going down the middle, or if you don't, you can flip it over so you can have it exactly like you want it to be. From here, I'm going to simply flip the project over, taking those threads to the back and tie off those thread ends to the back of the project to finish this up. As you wear it, you'll kind of press it down. Those seed beads will go to the side. It's a beautiful design with that round trio really popping in the center. One other suggestion, if you want to, I contemplated running down through the sides on each side, adding an 11-0, a crystal and 11-0 between each one of my 2 millimeter crystals sitting on the sides of the Super Duo. Went back and forth, decided not to do it just because I love the lacy look of the design. Thanks so much for joining me in this Crystal Split design bracelet. Remember, if you do need any materials, look below the video in the description and we'll link there back to our website. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that little subscribe button so you don't miss anything from us here at PotomacBeads. Thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.